you walk in the emergency room, they're like, what do you need? Like, I've been shot. The lady's eyes were like, what?
Hey folks, Chris here.
And I'm Ty.
We're with 8 Times Up Outdoors, and we've got a special coming towards you.
Special coming toward you. You really thought that one through, didn't you?
No, not really. Jeremy! Special?
No. Alright, hey!
That'll be funny to show him later.
Yeah, we'll send him the unedited version. Welcome to a new series we're doing. This is going to be Tales of the Outdoors, where we're bringing some of my favorite people to tell you stories. Yeah, you're one of my favorite people. You look like shocked about that. Some of my favorite people to tell you crazy, wild, funny, scary, amazing, hilarious stories about the outdoors. And so we are joined by Josh from Royal Point Outdoors. I said that right, didn't I? Which is another, they do some videos and stuff. They have some incredible hunts. In the last few years, you've gotten to do hunts that nobody gets to do.
Mountain goat one from this year, my brother-in-law.
Yeah, so definitely check them out so you can see those. They have some crazy footage through the scope, which I don't even know what technology you're using, which you should probably figure that out at some point. But I remember watching some of those shots and being like, it's just incredible to watch. So Royal Point Outdoors, make sure you go check that out. But Josh is going to tell us a story about a time when he got shot, which is
not cool.
No, not at all.
Not when you're hunting.
Right.
You're supposed to be the one that does that.
Yeah. So I'm going to let Josh kind of jump into this story. Josh and I have played softball together for years, and so I've heard a brief version of this story, but the entirety of it will be new to me as well. So, Josh, it's all yours, man.
Okay.
Do you need another drink before you relive PTSD here?
So set the stage. Where did this happen?
It happened on the Uncompahgre Plateau. Yeah, it was opening day. Got out that morning before dark, hiked in. We probably hiked in 1.5 miles or so. Called in one group of turkeys from my brother-in-law. We won't tell anybody that he missed.
Wait, you just... Do you know how this thing works?
Oh, yes.
Hey, brother-in-law, under the bus.
Yeah. So we reset back up, and I kept calling again, and I ended up shooting a turkey. So that's how our morning started out. It was good morning. We were excited. Took pictures, did all of our stuff, and everything.
Brother-in-law missed.
I ended up shooting another one. Another one came. It was just a little Jake. I mean, it wasn't a huge beard on it, but trying to decide what to do with the turkey. Do I want to walk it back to the truck or whatever? And so I took my coat off. It had warmed up by then. Wrapped the turkey completely in a cup because we were like, I don't want to carry this turkey strapped in my backpack because some idiot might shoot at it, right?
Right. Lo and behold,
famous last words. Anyway, I wrapped my coat all the way around the turkey so that you couldn't see the turkey. Strapped it to my backpack real tight, and we continued on with our hunt or whatever. Still hadn't seen anybody that morning. Turkeys were still gobbling, and we would kind of walk a little bit, stop, call, and walk a little bit, stop, call. We weren't getting any responses, but
what time of the day was this?
it was first thing in the morning. Shoot, it had been 8:30 in the morning, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 hours after sunrise. Walking down this little finger, doing my thing, calling as we go. Stop and call, and next thing I know, it was just like, I just remember hearing a kaboom, and it felt like somebody walked up and just hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, basically.
Have you ever been hit in the head with a baseball bat?
I have not.
The hesitation spoke volume. Wait.
It was close a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like...
But you've been hit in the head fairly hard before.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, pretty much I saw stars.
Right.
You know, and I turned around right when that first happened because the boom, I just remember being so loud. Right. And so my first reaction, I turned around, I asked Michael, I said, was that your gun? He's like, no. My next reaction was, we're being shot at here. What is going on? So I'm sure there was there was quite a bit of words said at that point to let somebody know, hey, there's people here. It's not a turkey or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know much longer later, about a minute later, here comes somebody running up to check on us because we were like cussing at them. But by that time I kind of realized what had happened and what was going on. There was blood all down the side of my face and everything like that.
Wow.
And so some guy came running up, like, do we need to call 911? And Michael and I were both like, well, no, we've been hit, but we're fine. I mean, it wasn't. Good thing turns out, the kid who shot us, he was like 60, 70 yards away. Heard the turkey calls and everything. And shot at movement, said he thought he saw feathers, heard the turkey calls, and just shot. It is spring turkey season, so you've got to identify your target, obviously. It has to be a male bird. We weren't making any male sounds. You have to identify it as a beard.
Right.
There's absolutely no way that they saw that. So even if they did see feathers, I don't know if they would have, because I had it wrapped up in my coat. I don't know if any feathers were showing at all whatsoever. But anyway, he came running up. We didn't call 911, but no, we're fine. We had blood dripping down our face. So
Both of you did?
So
both of us got hit. I got hit in the side of the head here. I hit one in the neck here. I had 2 or 3 pellets in my shoulder and 1 or 2 in my hamstring. So the spread was like, that far because of how far away he was.
What kind of gun was he using? Do you know?
I assume it was a 12 gauge, but
A shotgun.
A shotgun.
It was a shotgun. A shotgun?
yeah.
one that hurt.
Yeah. And so, I mean, even to this day, I still have a pellet in my neck. Right?
It never came.
No. When I went to the hospital, the doctors said we're not going to take him out because it would do more damage cutting him out than doing anything. So
That was probably odd.
yeah, I was surprised. Like they're lead pellets, so we can leave lead in my body. Apparently. So
cool.
Yeah. So
But it's only the one still, or do you?
I have one here. I have one you can feel right here. I still have
Not gonna feel it.
2 in my shoulder and 1 in my hamstring still somewhere in there.
6.
Yeah, and then one I was able to pop out a couple days later. I was sitting there playing with it in the shower. I'm like, hey, it's a baby.
Did you keep it?
I did.
Yes.
And then my wife threw it away.
Oh!
What? Yeah. I saved it for a trophy, and it was sitting on my bathroom counter. And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, rightfully so.
It was gone.
Uh,
Anyway,
That's 2 people now under the bus.
now,
Well, I guess technically 3. The guy that shot.
well,
so I drove home, blood still down my face, trying to call my wife on the phone to let her know I've been shot. She won't answer her phone. So anyway, I get home and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go to. I don't need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the hospital. I'm fine. Called a couple of friends. They're like, no, you need to go get this checked out.
one of which was probably a doctor.
Yeah.
So-
A couple friends in the medical field are like, no, you really need to go get this checked out because if it gets in an artery or a vein, it pumps it to your heart, whatever. All right, fine, I'll go to the emergency room. So then you walk into the emergency room, they're like, what do you need? Like, I've been shot. The lady's eyes were like, what? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I ain't dying. I've been shot. So she said, we're going to start the paperwork and get you in there. So you go into that first room and they come in and they start taking your blood pressure and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm fine, relax, I'm fine. They're like freaking out. Like, you've been shot. I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's just, I've been shot, whatever. They're like, so they get through with that whole intake process and they're like, you realize once I touch this button, all hell is going to break loose. Because everybody in this hospital is coming here to see you because you've been shot. I'm like, I've got to go through this.
Don't push the button.
All right, my wife told me I had to come to you, so yes, I will. So yeah, then all hell broke loose. Sheriff's department had to come and interview me and talk to me, and yeah, sat there, did the CAT scan. They made sure that the BBs were in places that weren't gonna harm me for life or whatever. And part of me, I was like, I don't want to get the kid in trouble. It was a younger kid. He made a mistake. He screwed up. Whatever. It was stupid. Shouldn't have happened. But
Right.
I didn't want to. So Sheriff's Department made me give them name and phone number. So they ended up calling those guys and bringing them in, talking to them, and got that part of that taken care of.
Well, I'm curious, how'd that go?
Which part?
What happened to him?
He did end up getting charged with reckless hunting. I don't know if there was much to it. They did pay my hospital bills, which was a crazy process dealing with the hospital.
Sure.
Trying to contact me to pay the bills. I'm like, no, talk to the DA, talk to the DA. And they kept sending me delinquent notices, so that was not a very pleasurable part of this experience either. It was probably worse than getting shot. Dealing with the hospital, worse than getting shot. I'd rather get shot than deal with hospital bills. Which, yeah.
I could believe
I
that.
think that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's 6 months of that, dealing with talking to the DA, talking to the hospital, and getting all that taken care of. He was, he did. We got a ticket, slap on the hand or reprimand, but I try to share the story with people just to say, especially with kids, you take your hunter safety class, you'll probably hear my story in there. Know what you're shooting at.
You had been shot from a firearm while hunting.
I guess the biggest concern was that if one of those pellets had gotten into an artery or gotten into a vein or something like that, and it starts getting pumped down one of your arteries, veins, whatever, I don't know, no doctor, but it would cause a blockage, cause it. Yeah. So everything was in the tissue, so I can still sit here and play with my BB to this day, and my wife will yell at me, "Stop playing with your BB." Sorry.
I mean, my wife's been telling me that for years.
I'm pretty sure everybody has. So
I'm not sure we can keep that in there, but
I know that, like, through previous experiences in my life where I look very similar to the way I do today, an MRI or a CAT scan is basically like a gigantic magnet, and I'm no doctor, but I know magnet, steel.
Good news is, with turkey shot, it's lead, not magnetic.
But this guy just shot you, so he's already screwed up once. And I know that there's laws on, what type of ammunition you were supposed to use per wildlife you were hunting. How did they confirm that they didn't have steel shot?
Correct. It was not confirmed before they stuck me in the MRI machine.
Well, that sucks.
But
I guess that's how they would have removed the BBs.
they might have come that might have been, yeah.
He's either gonna live or die. Turn the button on.
I think at that point we assumed it's turkey season. You use lead pellets. Waterfowl, it would have been steel. So that would have been a different story. But
that could have been
that
could have been a terrible assumption.
It's true. But it has been confirmed since it was lead,
so
if I ever get stuck in an MRI machine again, I know I'm good. Or I can make it through the metal detector at DIA without getting strip searched.
That was my next question.
Which has happened before too. We'll talk about that.
But that's not related to you being
It's
shot?
not related to me being shot.
Oh, okay.
It just says, there were no dollar bills exchanged. High school kids shot me. That's where that's coming in. Alright, so I don't know how long we've been going, but at this point, so anything else you would add to the story, share with the story, you feel people should know about this story?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Good.
I'm surviving. No, I don't know. Just I've tried to use it as an example for.
Don't get strip searched.
I didn't hold anything against the kid for what happened. It was an accident. I'm glad it wasn't worse than what it was. I mean, we were inches from being a helicopter ride.
Right.
We also noticed my backpack. It's a good thing I was wearing a backpack because there was quite a few holes in my backpack where I had gotten hit. So it kind of got us from the side here. I got some good pictures of my neck. You could see the trail where the BB went in up here, and it traveled, and it's stuck right there now. So,
wow.
So you kind of see the angle as which they kind of shot it. He shot from the side there. Right, you see the blood down the back of coming down the back of my head.
I think I remember that text, for whatever reason, I remember that being something that was sent out for softball. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, it probably was before a softball game. I was like, You know, I'll probably sit this one out.
I've been shot.
I've been shot. What? No. So I may have sat out a week, but I probably didn't.
All right. Well, Josh, thank you for sharing your crazy story about getting shot and strippers and DIA. I think that made it even better. And make sure you go check out Royal Point Outdoors I know you're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah.
All three of those things.
Yeah, I want to see a nice mountain goat video from Michael's mountain goat this year. It turned out pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So did you get a mountain goat too, or?
I did not. He drew the tag this
Oh.
year, so it was our learning experience to learn about mountain goat hunting.
Yeah.
It was absolutely awesome in some of the craziest country you'll ever see.
And
where they live.
did you stay in Colorado for that?
It was in Colorado. Yep. Yep.
Maybe
So-
that's a future story.
Yeah, I was like, that would be a good one.
Well, yeah. Ty asked me about got any hunting stories to share. I'm like, well, I can talk about our mountain goat hunt. We can talk about my nephew's elk hunt from this year. I can talk about the time I saw two hikers having sex in the woods.
You didn't mention that one.
Oh, I didn't mention that. We got a good show that day. It was a good show through the spotting scope. We left a note on their windshield. We're like, thanks.
Did you seriously?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I was like,
I was wondering where I got that note.
We did really see two hikers having sex in the woods. It was like
We're going back
we're
to
like,
nature.
There's a couple hunters in our spot. We're like, yeah, those people aren't hunters. They ain't wearing no clothes. Oh my. We'll go that way.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go anywhere. They're not hunting.
It's true. They were scaring the deer away though.
Well, I'm sure. Well, if they were doing it.
or they were calling them in.
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't think of that.
I mean,
we went the other way.
The best time to hunt is during the rut. Just saying.
So this just became like a series of stories with Josh.
Yeah.
We need to hear about hikers having sex. We need to hear about a mountain goat hunt. Those are unrelated for future reference.
It was two different. Yeah.
That was like, yeah, but I mean, you did give options, but getting shot felt like clickbait, to be honest.
Doesn't happen to too many people.
Yeah, so I felt
Thankfully.
Yeah.
that's a good
happens.
place to start. So, all right, check out 8 Times Up Outdoors. There's so many more questions, and I still want to touch no,
Don't.
I can't. I
It's
can't.
right here.
I can't do it.
Don't touch it.
Subscribe to 8 Times Up Outdoors
Was
on
another
YouTube.
couple in the woods.
Subscribe to 8 Times Up Outdoors so you know that when the next video comes out, we'll be doing a few of these. I have some super fun people on the docket to tell their stories about the outdoors and crazy things like getting shot, and apparently we're going to talk about hikers having sex at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I'm Ty,
I'm Chris.
and this is 8 Times Up Outdoors. There's so much editing gonna happen.